Aiden Spark hunched over in his chair, his head in his hands. His cell phone dinged with another incoming text. Ding! Ding! 2 more messages came in, one after the other. "Leave me alone," he muttered under his breath. He picked up his phone and swiped open the text bubbles. As expected, he saw the names of his 4 younger brothers. They had even texted him in birth order. Brandon: "Taking an editing break and thought I'd see how you're doing." Colin: "Stop by for ice cream any day this week. On the house." Darren: "Praying for you in between calls today." Evan: "Sending you a hug from Hollywood, big bro." He imagined each brother texting him, then telling the next one down the line it was his turn. Actually, he didn't need to imagine it. He knew that's what happened. It had been the same drill every September 4th for the past decade. 10 years since the love of his life had passed away. Swallowing past the lump in his throat, he managed to hold back his tears. It wouldn't do much for his professional life if his colleagues found him weeping during office hours. He already got enough slack for being the only male professor in his college's women's studies program. His female coworkers adored him. The male professors in the surrounding departments, not so much. His students, on the other hand, would probably fall over themselves to come to his rescue. He saw the way the female undergrads, who made up 95% of his classes, looked at him. His lectures were known for their near-perfect attendance, and he was sure it wasn't because the material was that fascinating. The way he presented the material, though, that's what drew people in. Being on stage was the only time he felt alive anymore. He taught with passion, but he also had what the tabloids once referred to as the spark, a way about him that drew everyone's attention when he entered a room. Some called it charisma, others pointed to his smile and dimples. Whatever it was made him the most popular teacher on campus. At least one part of his life was going the way it was supposed to. The other part of his life that hadn't gone as planned was memorialized in a single picture. He scrolled through his phone and opened the photo album. Mandy, his high school sweetheart, stared back at him, a bright smile lighting up her face. The photo was taken the day before graduation and the month before her diagnosis. 6 months later, her beautiful brunette curls would fall out from chemo, and the life in her blue eyes would disappear. A year later, she was gone. Aiden rubbed one hand down his face, then wiped his damp palm along his slacks. He checked the time, noting his last appointment was late. It was better this way. Talking about women only reminded him of the one woman he had ever loved and ever would love. Maybe he was being melodramatic, but he couldn't change how he felt. His brother Brandon joked that he should stop being a living, breathing Nicholas Sparks book, a love story with a sad ending. It was a funny thing for a romance author to say, but Brandon wrote fictional stories with unrealistic happily ever afters. Life wasn't like that. No, life gave you so many wonderful, unbelievable things, then snatched them away when you least expected it. Aiden shook his head. "Stop it. That wasn't true," he told himself. "That's not what the Bible said." Even in Job's darkest times, he still believed God to be faithful and good. In his own life, he tried to believe it as well. Tried being the key word. He'd grown up in a Christian family with dedicated parents who not only taught him about Jesus, but lived out his teachings. He'd grown up in a loving, secure bubble, so much so that he struggled to stay upright once it burst. He'd had to rebuild his faith from the ground up after Mandy died, which had included a period of denying God. He'd partied too much and run with the wrong crowd, then left all of that once he hit rock bottom. Now, at age 32, he was finally feeling more grounded, except for that one day a year, today. His phone rang with an incoming call. Candace. The name alone made him cringe. She'd already left him 2 voicemails. He answered, knowing he couldn't avoid her forever. She was as stubborn as her sister had been.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.